In Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 3, everything spirals out of control. Dwight goes head-to-head with Jeremiah, Cleo takes her revenge too far, and Tyson's risky move ends in total disaster. With $150 million worth of bourbon stolen and Muso hiding dangerous secrets, Dwight's empire is on the brink of collapse. Let's dive into all the shocking twists and explosive moments from this episode. Muso's suspicious motives. Dwight convenes a team meeting at Montague Distillers with Tyson, Joanne, Mitch, Grace, Bodie, Goody, and Bigfoot. Cleo is absent as she's negotiating with realtors trying to buy the Montague estate cheaply after the accident. It's evident these realtors are under Jeremiah's influence. Dwight admits that after his last run-in with Jeremiah, he's preparing to escalate things. He warns the crew not to crack under pressure, as that's exactly what Jeremiah wants. Their focus now is bottling the bourbon. During this, Dwight receives a call from Muso, a call he had ignored in the previous episode's ending. Muso instructs him to board a car sent for him immediately to discuss his current affairs. When Dwight hesitates, Muso threatens him with another stint in federal custody if he refuses. Dwight leaves Joanne in charge and takes the self-driving car to meet Muso, unnerved by the technology. Upon arrival, he warns Muso never to subject him to that again or risk ending up in a coma. They set off to Texas to confront a man known for terrorizing women and children. Muso tries prying into Armand's whereabouts, but Dwight refuses to talk. Realizing Dwight knows little, Muso presses further until Dwight blurts that Armand is living happily with his family in Colorado. Muso doubts him, but Dwight stands firm. Their tension escalates until Dwight redirects the discussion back to their target, a Texan arsonist named Dexter Deacon. Dwight assumes Muso wants him to threaten Deacon, but Muso clarifies that he wants him to form a business deal with the man so he can gather evidence for an arrest. Dwight questions why Muso doesn't just use an undercover agent, but Muso explains Deacon's sharp instincts would expose any Fed immediately. As the drive continues, Muso again fishes for personal information, this time about Quiet Ray. But the conversation is interrupted by Highway Patrol stopping Muso for speeding. After Muso fails to talk his way out, Dwight smooths things over by bribing the officer. Impressed, Muso allows him to take the lead. Eventually, Dwight meets Deacon, pretends to be a customer, and drops hints about his true identity, telling Deacon to look him up to understand he's serious. On the return trip, Dwight complains about being restricted in how he handles jobs. Muso reassures him that he's doing the right thing, but Dwight soon realizes Muso's operation isn't official, it's personal. Muso has a vendetta against Deacon, and Dwight knows that once this off-the-books plan goes wrong, Muso will let him take the fall. Cleo's attempt on Jeremiah. Mitch visits Cleo out of concern for her safety, warning her that Jeremiah might target anyone associated with Dwight. To lighten the mood, he takes her on a nostalgic drive in their old car. Cleo insists on driving but proves reckless. During their trip, she questions whether trusting Dwight is wise. Mitch assures her that despite his criminal record, Dwight is loyal and trustworthy. Feeling reassured, Cleo extends their drive into a spontaneous road trip, suggesting they stop for snacks. However, Cleo impulsively steals from the store, pulling Mitch into the act. Things escalate when Cleo drives to the Dunmire estate and tries to set Jeremiah's house on fire, mirroring what he did to her home. Mitch manages to stop her, and surprisingly, Jeremiah lets them go unharmed, likely because the authorities are under his control, or because he fears Dwight's retaliation. Mitch scolds Cleo for her recklessness, pointing out that her actions could have landed him in jail. He warns her that if she keeps acting impulsively, she'll ruin Dwight's slow and strategic plan for revenge. Cleo promises not to repeat her mistake, though her impulsive nature suggests otherwise. Tyson's narrow escape. Despite Dwight's orders to focus on bottling, Tyson decides to know the enemy with Grace and Bodie's help. Ignoring Goody's warning, they tail Cole Dunmire, first spotting him at a gym and later at a warehouse hosting a bingo event for seniors. Back at the distillery, Joanne questions Bigfoot about their whereabouts. But before he can answer, Clara arrives looking for Armand, saying he's gone missing. Joanne relays this to Dwight, raising doubts about whether Goody lied about Armand's situation. Meanwhile, Goody joins Tyson and the others at the bingo hall after Grace calls for backup. He quickly deduces that the bingo game is a scam exploiting the elderly, meaning the Dunmires are desperate for cash. After manipulating the game, they expose Cole's scheme, forcing him to pay them off. Later, they celebrate their small victory at a strip club where Tyson meets a dancer named Serenity. However, the celebration turns dark when Cole ambushes Tyson, kidnaps him, and tortures him for information about the $150 million bourbon. Tyson refuses to talk until Cole threatens Serenity's life, forcing Tyson to reveal everything. Cole orders his men to shoot Tyson in the trunk of his Cybertruck, but the vehicle's bulletproof exterior saves him. While Tyson barely survives, Dwight's brief moment of peace with Margaret ends abruptly when Goody informs him the bourbon storage has been cleaned out. Though Tyson and his group are at fault, Dwight likely won't fire them since the crew is short-staffed. Instead, they'll face his wrath and a harsh reminder of Mitch's earlier warning revenge takes time, and impatience leads to chaos.